Buongiorno. Wow, I look crazy. My hair look crazy. I'm here to talk to you about something very cool and something very important, which is how to live happily. Yes. Do you want to cut the suffering out of your life? Do you want to feel joy in your life? Do you want to be happy? Those are my questions. Because me, with you, and with Don Miguel Ruiz, we're going to explore that. We're going to get rid of the hate, we're going to get rid of the pain, and we're gonna say hello to happiness. Sometimes it's so hard to say hello to happiness, I know it. I've been crying literally 1 hour ago, and now I'm doing this video about happiness and cutting pain off, which is funny. Literally like an hour ago I was crying. So, I wanted to talk about 4 extremely important agreements that if you will follow them, you're gonna cut the pain, cut the sadness out of your life. Of course, it's not gonna happen immediately. You have to go through the journey, like the hero's journey. Let's treat this as a hero's journey, you know? Let's think of ourselves as these heroes and we are on a quest, okay? This intro is too long. 4 agreements. Let's go. I'm basing this on the book called The 4 Agreements because I read it some time ago and I was so inspired, and now I feel like I need to come back to it, and I feel like doing this video might help not only me but also people around me. So if you don't want to read the book, come here, we're gonna chat about it. We're gonna have a small talk about how to cut the hate and how to bring happiness. First one, that's the book by the way. First one, to be impeccable with your word, which means to speak with your integrity. What he says is, say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. I think that's really important. He was saying here a lot about the magic of words and how words can literally cast spells. It's like in Harry Potter, your words have an influence and an effect of you and other people. So make sure to cast good spells, spells that will bring joy. Let's think about our words as spells. I have this very tiny wand that shine. Can you see it? So instead of casting bad spells, cast good spells because they will come back to you. Why would you cast bad spells? So he says a lot about attention, to be sort of aware of what we're saying and what we want to say out loud. He says attention is the ability we have to discriminate and to focus only on that which we want to perceive. So let's focus on what we want to perceive and let's put out to the world only good things. Then he also says everything lives under the tyranny of this judge. So basically we have this judge inside ourselves and he tells us what's good and what's wrong. He says every time we do something that goes against the book of law, the judge says we are guilty. So essentially what he means is that we all have our book of laws. Without any reason we put into ourselves laws that we feel like we have to follow, which only bring us pain when we don't follow them. For example, you wrote unconsciously in your book of law, "Ooh, I cannot eat sugar ever." And when you eat something sweet, you're gonna feel very guilty about that. And it's only because you told yourself before that you can't eat any sweets, which is pointless. We need to be aware and we need to put our attention what we put into our book of laws, because this judge, inner judge of yours, will criticize you if you're not gonna follow it. So let's put attention of what we put into our book of law. Whatever goes against the book of law will make you feel a funny sensation in your solar plexus, and it's called fear. Breaking these rules in the book of law opens your emotional wounds and your reaction, because everything that is in the book of law has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. Even if the book of law is wrong, it makes you feel safe. That is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own beliefs. We have a powerful memory. We make a mistake, we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty, and we punish ourselves. So it really comes down to attention of what is important and what we have to put our attention into. So when it comes to this idea of word, he says, through the word you express your creative power. So as I was saying about this idea of magic, one word is like a spell, and humans use the word like black magicians, putting spells on each other. Every human is a magician, and we can either put a spell on someone with our word, or we can release someone from a spell. I think it's so important to remember how valuable our word is, not only for people around us but also for ourselves. So we need to be aware of what we're saying to ourselves and to other people. Are the feelings you're saying good? Are they making you feel good and kind? Or maybe you're filling up your thoughts with negativity towards yourself. What are the words you are repeating to yourself in a mirror? They're so important. So here we just need to focus on this attention to speak impeccable, to be kind to other people and to be kind to ourselves, because we're not even aware of how many dark magic we can put out by saying wrong things. I love this quote: you can live in heaven in the middle of thousands of people living in hell because you are immune to that hell. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement: be impeccable with your word. Hi, it's me again. It's late, it's dark, I'm having my polyjuice potion, which is actually matcha, and we're gonna talk about 4 agreements. I needed to take a break because I actually had to work. I had my classes because I am a teacher and I'm conducting classes online, so I had my classes. So we finished at agreement number 1. Do you remember what was it? Be impeccable with your word. Choose your words wisely. Put good spells only. Only good spells, okay? Not only towards yourself, not only towards other people, but towards yourself too. Be kind to other people. Treat them with kindness, like Harry Styles said. And treat yourself with kindness. Look at this mirror every day. Look at a mirror and tell yourself, hello, gorgeous. Hello, how are you? I'm great. Are you fine? I know you are. Because I love you, I appreciate you. We are one, we are together, and we're gonna rock this world. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. Amen. Amen. What he says is, nothing other people do is because of you. It is because of themselves, which is such a true when you think of it. What everyone do, what everyone does, how they talk, how they feel, what they do is only a reflection of themselves. So if someone treats you with negativity, if someone doesn't like the way you look, the way you talk, the way you behave, it only is a reflection of their negative feelings towards them. So that means they feel bad about themselves, the way they talk, the way they behave, even though they don't really see it. So if someone gives you an opinion and says, hey, you look so fat, don't take it personally, because the truth is that this person is dealing with his or her own feelings, beliefs, and opinions. That person tried to send poison to you, and if you take it personally, then you take that poison and it becomes yours. So everyone holds wands, magic wands. If someone tells you you're fat, you need to use the shield spell, okay? And say, nope, I don't care. Taking things personally makes you easy prey for the predators, the black magicians. We're not black magicians, okay? We don't follow Voldemort. We follow... It's so sad and so toxic because you can behave good, you can be good to people, but if you let them influence you, you're gonna literally take their negativity into yourself. What he says is, you eat all their emotional garbage and now it becomes your garbage. Even though you didn't do anything wrong, you feel wrong because you let those words into you. And it's so hard not to let those words. I know it because I know it. So what can help us to deal with those toxic people and with this negative emotions of theirs is to simply understand that they do not have the problem with you. They have a problem with themselves. It is nothing personal because you are dealing with yourself, not with me. Others are going to have their own opinion according to their belief system. So nothing they think about me is really about me, but it is about them. This is like a phrase you should print out and literally read it every day if you're dealing with toxic people, and remind yourself, it's not about me, it's about them. Then he says, I am the excuse for you to get mad. And you get mad because you're afraid, because you're dealing with fear. He says, there's no way that I can take this personally. Not because I don't believe in you or don't trust you, but because I know that you see the world with different eyes with your eyes. Everyone has completely different eyes. We hold to completely different views. We perceive things differently. When we're going to realize that and remind that, because I read this book once and I thought it would help me. And for a while it did. But after a while, this negative people kept on telling me who I was and how wrong I am, and I let those words to me. So I become depressed and more depressed. It's so important first to realize about this black magic and also to keep on reminding. So remind yourself every day from now on that it is not you, it's them. And that leads us to a third agreement, which is do not make assumptions. We have this really annoying tendency to make assumptions about literally everything. Literally, even if we don't know anything. Someone is not vegan and you go to the vegan restaurant and they assume it's gonna be bad because they're not vegan. We cannot assume things that we know nothing about, because then we create negative and untruthful vision of world. What he says is, all the sadness and drama you have lived in your life was rooted in making assumptions and taking things personally. And then he says, because we are afraid to ask for clarification, we make assumptions and believe we are right about the assumptions. Then we defend our assumptions and try to make someone else wrong. It is always better to ask questions than to make an assumption, because assumptions set us up for suffering. Yes, world is full of questions. It is full of ideas that we do not understand. And the more we ask, the more we know, the more open and more aware we are. The way to keep yourself from making assumptions is to ask questions. Make sure the communication is clear. If you don't understand, ask. Ask. Everyone. Ask. Let's say it out loud. I don't understand, I ask. I do not make assumptions, I ask. Let's not feed our ego with this awareness that we are always right, because we are not. We have no freaking idea what we're talking about. Let's ask questions. Let's be curious. Let's be curious about the fact that we might be wrong, and let's be curious about the correct answer, the other idea. And then he says, a white magician uses the word for creation, giving, sharing, and loving. So we are white magicians, okay? We spread kindness, we spread love. What you need comes to you easily because spirit moves freely through you. And it's connected to asking questions and being clearly about what you want. We need to find our voices, to speak our truth, to speak and to ask. And if we're gonna do that with love and curiosity and open mind, nothing is going to hurt us. And then we have number 4, which is always do your best, which I love so much. For me, it means always trying as hard as you can. But we're not gonna try the same every single day, because every other day we can be under different circumstances. We may feel sad, we may feel happy, we may be extremely tired one day. So no matter what it is, our best will be different every other day. Sometimes your best will be doing all the fall counts you have to do, doing all the chores, cleaning all your house. Sometimes your best will be simply getting out of the bed, reading a book, because we're not gonna feel amazing 24/7. So our best will change with us. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more and no less than your best. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take you longer to accomplish your goal. Doing your best is also connected to who you are and who you want to be. So you also need to have this idea of yourself, of what is important in your life. Then he says, doing your best is taking the action because you love it, which I feel like is so extremely beautiful, because it underlines the importance of keep on being kind and keep on being guided by love. In the end, love is literally answer for everything. If you're gonna treat others with love, yourself with love, It's gonna answer all of your questions. I also love what he says in the end. He says, the real you is still a little child who never grew up. And it's extremely important to me because I really love the idea of the inner child. And the whole topic of inner child is extremely important to me. When I was going through my healing journey, I was focusing on healing at this part of me, this inner child of mine. Sometimes that little child comes out when you are having fun or playing, when you feel happy, when you're painting or writing poetry or playing the piano. These are the happiest moments of your life. When the real you comes out, when you don't care about the past and you don't worry about the future. I extremely love this idea of being aware of one's inner child. I think it is all really connected to letting go. The end, it is all connected to loving, being kind, and letting go. He says here, we must forgive those we feel have wronged us, not because they deserve to be forgiven, but because we love ourselves so much, we don't want to keep paying for the injustice. That's really beautiful and that's really important to me. Because I've been letting myself lately to feel the dark magic of dark magicians. And it was very hard. I felt like I was being misjudged, like I was being treated wrongly, poorly. And that's why I was crying today because of that. I was feeling extremely down because of this person. I feel like the main answer for everything is love and kindness, and no matter what he says, you will know you have forgiven someone when you see them and you no longer have an emotional reaction. You will hear the name of the person and you will have no emotional reaction. When someone can touch what used to be a wound and it no longer hurts you, then you know you have truly forgiven. It can be a long process to forgive someone, but I think it's good to do so because we love ourselves so much to do so. I know it's not gonna be important for you, but I wanted to say that I forgive this person for treating me this way. But if you have someone that treats you wrongly, or in general, if you hold to some sort of idea from your past, I want you to reflect on it, and if you're ready, you can say with me that I forgive you. If you're not ready, you can say that I'm working on forgiving you. And I know I will get there someday because I love myself too much to keep on holding to this hate. And I forgive. I think what I want you to have out of this video is this idea of love and kindness. I know I'm repeating this the whole video, but I really think it can be healing, and I hope you get something out of this video. It was only a brief summary of this book, of these 4 agreements. So if you want to read it, I highly recommend it to you. And I hope you got something out of this because I really, really want to connect to people, and I have this need to help, and I really feel that I can do it through my art and videos and poetry and writing and whatever I do. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know, how do you feel about this? If you're holding to some hate, if you're dealing with negativity in your life right now, let me know your story because I think it's important to share our stories, and I'm here for you if you need me. Thank you. Bye.